Hi, good morning, class. My name is Ms. Gutierrez, and today we will be discussing cultures and traditions. We will be focusing on the Day of the Dead. Does anybody know what the Day of the Dead is or what it translates to in Spanish? That's right, the Day of the Dead is El Día de los Muertos. And does anybody know when it's celebrated? Yes, November 1st and 2nd, that's correct. And do you guys know the purpose of the Day of the Dead? What do you think that is celebrated? Right? This is a holiday used to remember family members or friends who have passed away and make them know that they are still welcome into our lives and that they have not been forgotten. Where do you guys think the Day of the Dead is celebrated? Do we see a lot of it being done here in the United States? No, and that's because although it is most strongly identified with Mexico, Dia de los Muertos is celebrated throughout Latin America and everywhere with a Latino population. Okay, and just to provide you guys with some background knowledge, Day of the Dead traditions include food and flowers such as like cempasúchil, which is a really famous flower in Mexico, and it's usually put on the graves or in altars and ofrendas, which we'll get to right here in a bit. Uh, they also include visits with family members, prayers, and stories about those who have passed away. The Day of the Dead began as a traditional Mesoamerica celebration in southern Mexico, like we mentioned before, meant to guide the spirits departed loved ones on the afterlife. Some symbols associated with this holiday would be some sugar skulls, which we will be doing later throughout the lesson. We also have pan de muerto, and then we have butterflies, kites, and papel picado, which you guys will also have the option to see later throughout the PowerPoint. Candles are also used in order to guide the souls back home. Yeah, so these are pretty much just anything colorful, really, and anything that reminds you of the person that was special to you is could be a symbol that you could use to remember them. Okay, so back to the question, what's an ofrenda? Do you guys know what it translates to? Yes, an ofrenda is an altar, and what is an altar used for? In this case, an altar is used to be set up with things that remind you of that person, such as all the symbols we talked about. You and your family will set up an altar and then just add those symbols and objects and pictures that remind you and will make you feel like that person will never be forgotten. Let's say, for example, the person close to you that passed away really liked sunflowers and they liked candles and they also liked dogs. So you could decorate the altar putting little alebrijes. Do you guys know what an alebrije is? Have you guys seen the movie Coco? Yes. Do you guys remember Dante, the dog? You know how he gets wings towards the end? So that's how he becomes an alebrije. So an alebrije is pretty much anything from your imagination that describes the style of animal carving. So let's say you like turtles and you like turtles with long legs. And so you could make your little turtle and just add long legs because that's what you're imagining, which is right because I mean it's your imagination and your creativity. So just creating little alebrijes like that to put in your altar, pretty much you just make it your own. Okay, so later at the end of class, we are all going to put our skulls that we will be making into an altar that would help us remember those specials to us. Okay, now that you guys have some background knowledge on what Day of the Dead or Dia de los Muertos represents and how it is celebrated, you guys will be answering these questions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which were all discussed in this lecture. And after you guys are done, you guys could continue to the rest of our PowerPoint. Thank you.